Hey everyone, it's Andrew from Legacy Radio Gaming. Today we're going to be checking out a game called Star Citizen. This is a game that I think is pretty notorious by now. It was one of the first big crowdfunding games. It reached colossal amounts in terms of the amount of money raised. It started in 2012, I believe. I first got into it in around 2016, tried playing it. At the time, I didn't have a very good computer, wasn't able to really get into it that much, and forgot about it in about a year when it just continued to drag on and on and on. Checked back into it around a month or two ago, found out it's made some serious progress. The next patch coming out, 3.23, is going to be a colossal one that is going to really put the game all together in a lot of very important ways. The single-player campaign version of the game, Squadron 42, as far as I know, all the developers have been pulled off of it and put into Star Citizen, so Squadron 42 is nearing release as well. So I think this is a good time to take a look at the game, check it out, see what's what, and see, is it worth getting into, is it worth buying, is it a game with enough gameplay loops in it to keep you interested. So let's check it out. We're going to go into the persistent universe. My dad and I have just bought the Drake Cutter as our beginner ship, and we have selected New Babbage as the planet we're going to be starting on. From what I know, the next patch will be a big reset, and it's going to be really implementing persistence over the long term. They're going to be, I think, including server meshing fully with the next patch, 3.23. So right now, we're going to just go in and, before the patch comes out, see where the game is at, see what type of gameplay loops are available to get into, and see how new player-friendly it is. When I tried it in 2016, really didn't have much gameplay loop there, and when you logged out, any progress you made, it didn't count. Like, there was no persistence to the game back then. But I think even at this stage, there's persistence. I don't think there's personalized hangars or personalized like habitats yet, but I believe that's coming in 3.23. I really wanted to start this recording before getting into the game because one important thing I want to show about this is that there is one loading screen in this game, and it's this first loading screen when you come in. I haven't tried jumping into another star system yet, so there could be loading screens on that, which I would totally understand, but in terms of being in one system, there's only the one loading screen. You can come in and out of planets, buildings, space stations, your ship. There's no loading screens. It's just this one when you first enter into the game. Doesn't want to load in now all of a sudden. There it goes. All right. So we've awoken in our little apartment here. You start off in a little area like this whenever you load into the game. You can't come back into it. It's just kind of like your little login area. So we're going to head out of here. We're going to go down to the metro loop, go to the space station, and we're going to call our ship. And we're going to see what type of missions we got available to us. maybe do a delivery mission, maybe see if we can find somewhere to mine. My dad and I have been trying out mining. We've tried salvaging and delivery so far. So far, we've found on foot mining to be good. Oh, there's another player right there. So this is the main section where we connect to the metro loop. This is like the space station on New Babbage. There's a couple players right there. So the game definitely feels a lot more alive right now. There's a lot of people playing it. And if you have a good enough computer to play it, it's definitely worth getting into, in my opinion, in the short. That's basically my short explanation of what this video is going to say, but we're going to basically show why I feel that it's worth getting into now at this point. Oh, geez, we got a pretty good-sized crew here.
Capsule now approaching station. Stand clear of disembarking passengers.
So we've got a mining suit, we've got a salvage extractor on our backpack, and we've got a pyro multi-tool hanging off our hip there. We've also got a little pistol for self-defense and a backpack to store whatever we need in it. So we're catching the metro loop right now, heading to the space station, which is that building in the distance there with the lights on it. So yeah, graphically and in terms of the technology involved in this game, it's very impressive. I would heavily recommend anyone with a good enough computer to take a look at it and get into it if you're at all interested in sci-fi, space exploration, anything like that. It's got very good survival mechanics, very, very good first-person shooter mechanics. There's something in it for everyone. The spaceship combat is very good. The spaceship exploration is incredibly good. The flying and the mechanics of the spaceships are awesome. But in terms of the computer you need to run this, it's got to be a pretty high-end rig. We have a Ryzen 7 5900X, I believe it is, and RTX 4060 Ti. We got 64 gigs of DDR4 RAM and an M2 hard drive, and we can run it, and this is on max settings.
The capsule?
But we are in 2K instead of 4K. That's the only thing that's not maxed out. So we're all taking the elevators right now. Hey, you guys, I don't know if you can hear me, but you're in my YouTube video right now. You got anything to say to the audience? All right. It's usually how it goes. People don't seem to be able to communicate very well in this day and age, so don't expect much communication from anyone in any kind of video game. One thing I'm going to do is turn down the sound effects and the audio since we're recording. There we go. That's better. Sorry if that was a little loud. I think it's going to come out okay, but that's going to come out better now. So this is the spaceport. Whoa, there's a big crew here. So we got to come to these terminals here. This is our fleet manager. So this is how we call in our ship to a hangar. So we have a Drake cutter stored here on New Babbage. We hit retrieve. It's going to call it. So our hangar we want to go to is hangar 5. So those guys are going to their hangar to call their ship. Well, they've already called their ship. They're going to collect it. So we got to take a different elevator because we're going to hangar 5. All right, here's our hangar. So these terminals here are where you pay your fines, if you have any fines. This is our ship, the Drake cutter. She's a good ship. Gets us where we need to go, does what we need doing. It's a one-man crew. You can fly one person in it, but you can also have someone sit, or a few people sit on the seat in the back. But in terms of how many people it takes to operate, it's a one-man vessel. So all these parts here relay, radar, cooler, all these, quantum drive. These are all interchangeable. Like, you click on this, take the part out, buy a new part, put it in. It's pretty crazy. So this is our ship storage right here. So we go to vehicles. This is what we have on the vehicle right now. Some magazines for our guns. We've got some salvage we've collected. We've got some different attachments for our multi-tool. And on us, we've got some food. We've got some magazines. We don't need this many, so we're going to put these on the ship. Oh, yeah, we need some drinks. We got two. We got 2 fizz colas, so that should be okay. I'm going to bring the mining attachment with us in case we find anywhere to do some mining. And then we attach that to our multi-tool there. And we take off the cutter attachment and leave that because I don't think we're going to need to be cutting anything. So before we take a seat in our ship, we hit F1 and we go into what's called our Moby Glass. So this would basically be your smartphone of the future. Shows your health, how much oxygen in your suit, everything like that. Your balance of how much money you've got. You've got Comlink, Vehicle Loadout Manager, knickknacks. That's going to show you all the items you have on different planets or stations. Skyline, that's your map and navigation. MD Trader, I think that's for trading. Contracts, that's where we're going to be going to look at jobs. Vehicle Maintenance Service, which we're going to check out because I think we need some hydrogen fuel. Okay, why did this come up? This usually never comes up.
There's an X up in the corner there.
That just closed the whole thing. Oh, I think it's because I got to be sitting in my ship. That's why. So contracts, let's check out what we got available here. So this is just in New Babbage. This will change depending on where you are. So we've got lots of deliveries. We've got racing, research, investigation. So this is a missing person. Looks like they've been in a cave that can be accessed only on foot. So we could go there and try to find the missing person. We can also mine any minerals we find in the cave. So we can do that. We're going to accept that. We're going to go fill up on minerals, and then we'll deliver that and pick up a delivery mission as well when we deliver those minerals. So first up, we need to go find a cave on Microtech. So the planet we're on right now is Microtech. So we want to get in our seat. You hold F. F is like focus mode, I believe it is, or interact mode. And it shows everything you can click on. So basically your panels, everything like a touch screen on a door, all that is like actually things you interact with. And you hold F to be able to interact with them. It's pretty cool. So here, I'm holding F. We see all our different things we can interact with. So we're going to want to power our ship on. We're going to want to let the spaceport know we want to leave. So we need to communicate with them. So they're going to let us launch by opening the bay doors. We want to kick our engine on. So yeah, see, we're a little low on hydrogen fuel. So before we leave, go back into our Moby Glass, go into vehicle maintenance. And this shows us everything we need to do to our ship. So we need a slight repair. We've got ammo. Quantum fuel doesn't need to be refueled, but we are a little bit taxed on our hydrogen, so we might as well top that off before we leave. All right, they filled us up. So now we want to slightly come off the ground. We switch views by going into F4. We take out of the bay nice and slow. And we'll raise our landing gear. Wait till you get that visual confirmation of the landing gear. Back into the cockpit. So now we want to leave the atmosphere, and then we can quantum drive to the location that the cave is at. So we're at 4,000 meters. We need to be at 14,000 to be out of the atmosphere. So we can increase our velocity slightly. Scrolling the mouse wheel up will increase our maximum velocity. As you can see in the bottom left, we have 92% hydrogen. Our food isn't low at all because it hasn't shown up. We do have 2 drinks on board, but when we come back to drop off our minerals, we're going to go to a store and we'll top up on food, water, that kind of thing. And then we'll pick up a delivery mission and show that as well. So as you can see, the graphics in this game are incredibly impressive. And now with the game having persistence and actual gameplay loops, it's definitely something you can get into. You can buy ships in-game with the money you save up now. That wasn't a thing before. There's reputation that definitely determines the types of missions you can get. There's high-end mission givers that take quite a bit of reputation to access. Miles Eckhart and a few others. So yeah, there's quite a bit of game here. My dad and I haven't even left this Stanton system yet, and it's like overwhelming the amount of stuff we can do. So if there's a time to get into Star Citizen, it's now, before 3.23 comes out. There's probably going to be a lot of sales coming up with the launch of 3.23. So make sure you pay attention, and if you see sales come up, grab the game if you have a computer that can run it. This is going to be a game that you're going to see a lot of on our channel coming up. We're going to be doing a lot of really cool things with this. So now we're at 14,000 meters altitude. Now we should be able to locate the general proximity of the cave and quantum drive to it. So to quantum drive, we hit B. It's going to bring up all the different locations we can quantum drive to. And right now we're just looking for that cave. There it is. It's 203 kilometers away, so unfortunately we can't quantum drive to that. We might be able to if we get further up out of the atmosphere and stratosphere and out properly up into space. We might be able to give ourselves an angle of approach that we can quantum spool to it, so we're going to try that. But we might just have to fly in manually. This game does not, it doesn't really cater to people who have a short attention span. Distances are quite vast in this game. Like a 200-kilometer flight would take, 15 minutes, 20 minutes? We've had some jumps that are like 40 million kilometers, and you're going to be in jump for like 15, 20 minutes. So this game doesn't really take those shortcuts that a lot of other space games do, where they will shrink down the distances. This game doesn't do that. Okay, so yeah, we're not going to be able to spool to that.
Stay outside of the atmosphere and just thrust to right over top of it and then just drop straight down on it.
Okay, so see what, I don't know if you heard what my dad just said, but so this game is incredibly realistic. So when we're in atmosphere, we're going to be limited in terms of our speed. Our thrusters won't be able to go over around 275 if we're holding shift to increase our speed for a short duration of time. If you look in the center of the screen, center left, you'll see VEL and then a bar. That's our velocity. You'll see right now we're at about 720 and climbing. If we're in the atmosphere, that's going to be limited to about 250, 275 with our ship that we have right now. But if we're outside of the atmosphere and stratosphere and in space, we can go up just on regular thrusters to 800. Now let's see what we can do if we punch it. Look, it's climbing right up. We're going to go well over 1,000. So this is how you can close in distances on a planet's surface much quicker. Go up out of the atmosphere into space, go to where you need to go, and then come down into the atmosphere. Planets are absolutely massive in this game. There's not just restricted landing zones. I could go and land anywhere on this screen right now and just start walking around. So we're making good time here. This is a good trick that my dad figured out. When we first were exploring these caves, we were coming at them in the atmosphere, and it was a good 15, 20 minutes just flying in. Yeah, you'd run out of hydrogen fuel a lot too. So this is a really good trick for new players. So again, another thing I wanted to touch on is this game new player friendly right now? I would have to say yes. When I first tried it in 2016, it was very cluttered, very hard to understand and get into, and without really any gameplay loop there, you couldn't really figure out what to do or if there was anything to do. Right now, it's very new player friendly. My dad and I basically were able to start flying around, charting points, delivering packages, mining, all within the first day. It may feel overwhelming, but it's very user-friendly in terms of getting you into the game. There's a lot there, and that's what feels overwhelming, but in terms of getting into it and starting to explore what is there, it's pretty easy.
Remember, there hasn't been one loading screen for the last 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's a good point. Remember, there has not been one loading screen since we loaded into the game. So this is a really good representation of what is possible with PC gaming right now. This game really is that next leap, in my opinion. It really does feel like that next leap in terms of next generation gaming. I don't think we have really felt that with PS4, PS5. I really don't think those have been anything more than graphical improvements, but this game really does feel like that generational leap. So it looks like we're going to be coming in when it's daylight. There's obviously real planetary rotation and everything in this game. So there's day-night cycles, obviously. And if you try to come in and land at night, especially if there's a nasty storm whipping up, it can get pretty hard. So when you're doing these kinds of missions, make sure you're doing them on the daylight side of the planet. So we'll slowly start descending now. This is going to give us the general location of the cave. And then we're going to have to find it, just visually identify it. It's not too hard to find it. It is at night, but if you're on the day side of a planet, it's pretty easy to fly over and find it. The marker will disappear when you're within the proximity of it, like around 20 clicks or a little bit within that. And then it's up to you to visually identify where it is. Again, it's not too hard. So after this, we're going to go land at New Babbage, deliver the minerals. We're going to buy some food and water, and then I'm going to let my dad demonstrate how the delivery missions work. So we're coming into the atmosphere. We're 34 clicks away. If you look middle right, you can see our altimeter. And if you look beside that, you'll see our bulldogs. Those are our ammo. If you look top right, you can see there's no circle with a bullet in the middle and a line going through it. When you see that, that means you're in an armistice zone that you can't be shot at in. So right now, without that there, that means we can't be shot at. So this is an area that is dangerous. There's no law here to prevent us from not being killed or shot. So when we're in this cave, we got to keep our eyes out because anyone could be in here mining. This is an open world game. This is like an MMO basically. If you look again, center right, below Bulldog, you will see Hide and Qua. Those are our hydrogen and quantum fuel meters. Quantum fuel obviously is for your jumping. Hydrogen is for your travel, like thruster fuel. So we're going to start dropping down out of the atmosphere a little bit more aggressively now that we're getting closer. Looks like the sun is just starting to set, but we should be able to make it to the cave before nightfall. As you can see, our velocity is now limited to 206. Yeah, steady at 206, and that is maxed out. So if we had flown in the atmosphere, we would have been limited to that speed, plus maybe 50 or 60 with the boost. So again, you can use the game's incredible realism to your advantage. Okay, we're 10 clicks out. Got a good distance off the ground. Yeah, we're definitely going to be able to make it there before the sun sets. And then if we got to take off at night, that's okay. But landing at night is a different story. All right. it's going to disappear very soon here, so we're going to want to start keeping an eye out for visual identification of a cave. It said we can only access it by foot. So we got 2,600, 2,500 meters off the ground. Let's go into... Oh, I think I see it. See that rock formation off the front end of the ship there? I see it. Right there. See that big, huge rock formation in the middle of the foresty area there? That's it. So we're going to want to touch down by those trees. There's a big storm whipping up here. So let's get our landing gear out. And let's start bringing her down real slow here. You can feel the wind fighting the ship hard. So let's readjust with our camera here, see where we're at. Okay, we're looking good. Whoa, it's getting so thick. Just tap control to lower yourself down. Tap, 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 tap. Adjust the camera. Make sure you're all good. This is nasty. Nasty, nasty, nasty to land in. So it looks like our nose is pitched too far now that we're near the ground. Adjust our pitch here. This is very hard. I think it'd be really good to get a joystick for this game, or a pair of joysticks and throttles. It would be awesome. So I can see the trees. We're starting to get close. Let's make sure we're not going to hit anything. There's the ground right there. What kind of angle are we at here? Looking good. Touchdown. All right, that was nasty. So important. New objective, locate the missing person. So we want to hold left bracket to accept that. So we got to the cave on Microtech. Now we need to confirm the whereabouts of Haruto Hopkins. And while we're doing that, we can mine. So what we want to do is power our ship down so no one can come and jack it and steal it, because that's completely possible in this game. Someone can come along and steal our ship. Someone could come along and blow it up from orbit, and we would be stranded here. So these are all the dangers of being in space. So let's check our inventory. You hold one. So we've got our salvage gun and our pyro multi-tool. And our multi-tool, we can repair things with that. We can cut metals with it. We can salvage with it. And we can mine with it. Right now, we've got our mining attachment on it. So we're going to keep our pistol out. But we're going to have to grab some more ammo out of here because we've only got 15 rounds. Oh, we got some in our backpack. So what we can do is put those into these slots here so that we can readily access our ammo if need be. Because we're not going into salvage, we can leave our salvage containers here. Sounds like there's a nasty storm outside. All right. So when we go, we want to make sure we close the hatch on our ship so no one can sneak in here. All right, now we got to find that cave. I think it was off the nose of our ship. We do have a suit light, but it's not going to do as much good in this fog. Where is this cave? Oh, there it is, I think. I think that's it. Yeah, there's the big rock formation. Our visor is just getting messy. Can't see a thing right now. So if you look bottom left, you can see right now outside it is minus 44. So different suits will have different abilities to stand different weather temperature, whether it be hot or cold. So this suit we have is good for pretty much most conditions. It's a mining suit, so it's meant for kind of being in rugged, nasty areas. Okay, so here is the rock formation. Now we need to find where the cave is. Oh, it looks like it's right here. So these are generally caves that are used for mining or just like recreation. And I guess these people are getting lost in them, so. Okay, see if our light's gonna help us a bit. No. Okay, so that is stuff we could collect if we wanted to use it to create stuff that makes you feel good, because there are stuff that make you feel good things in this game. And you can mine them, make them, smuggle them. Oh, it looks like we got some good minerals here, so let's take out our multi-tool and see what that is. So it's got a scan. So it's Dolovine. So this is worth a good chunk. So what we want to do is we want to use our left mouse button. This is going to start the laser. You can see to the left of our multi-tool, you see a white bar going up. That white bar needs to get into that green zone higher up. We need to keep it in that green zone to fracture this rock. If we go into the red zone and it stays in the red zone for too long, this rock will explode and it hurts you really, really bad. So you need to click your left mouse button to start the mining laser and then click it again to end it. And you need to basically feather it to keep it in that green zone so that we can extract the Dolovine successfully without exploding it and hurting ourselves. Different minerals require different levels and different temperatures, so it's all depending on what you're trying to mine out of the rock at the time. This Dolovine is pretty hard. It requires a pretty high temperature to even get it to begin fracturing. So we just keep this green bar in that zone until we get the fracture complete. It's almost there. There we go. Okay, so we can turn our laser off now. We holster it, and we pick up our minerals. Just like EVE Online, different places are going to buy things for different prices. It all fluctuates. So you want to take it to wherever it's worth the most. Some places just simply won't buy it at all if they have like a really high inventory of it. So it looks like we got all of it, but sometimes it can fly pretty far away, so make sure you do a good investigation of the area. The physics in this game are pretty crazy. Okay, so that's one rock mined. What is that? So yeah, I recommend doing this whenever you're on a missing persons mission, because it's only $4,000 to relocate the person, whether they're dead or alive. You can get a lot of money mining. So this Aphrodite is very, very sensitive. See how easy it goes up? It has a very small green zone, and the red zone on it is really big. So this one's very finicky to mine. But at the right port, Aphrodite sells for a lot of money. Okay, we got that to fracture. Holster our gun. Grab our booty. Can't grab those ones for some reason. They're clipped into the wall, I think. So again, this game is in early access. It's still a bit glitchy, but for how massive in scope it is and groundbreaking, it's actually pretty good at this point in time. There's not much I can really complain about in terms of its stability and bugs. Of course, in a game like this, when you're pushing technology to its utmost limits, you're going to have bugs. It took them 6 years just to invent the server meshing for this game that's going to be coming into the next patch. I know this game has been delayed massively, and a lot of people lost faith in it, including me. But when I came back into it this year, a few months ago, and saw just how much work they had put into it and how far along it had come, it basically reinvigorated my interest in it. And I don't feel like they're going to be ripping anyone off. Squadron 42 is already done. They've pulled all the developers onto Star Citizen from Squadron 42. So this is a real thing. This game's real. It's coming. And I feel like it's getting very close. I feel like Squadron 42, they're probably going to be announcing a release of it very soon. And yeah, they've, like I said, pulled all the developers off of it into Star Citizen. With 3.23 coming and implementing all of the server meshing and everything, I feel like that's going to be a big step in getting it towards where they can really start stacking updates onto the game really quick. I think server meshing has been the one thing they've really been waiting for. So this is some more Aphrodite. Again, this stuff's finicky. We want to make sure we're not exploding ourselves. We don't want to become another missing person in this cave. All right. That looks like a good haul. Now, again, with this game being realistic, you gotta eat, you gotta drink. But we're not on a planet that has an atmosphere conducive to human life, so we need a suit just to survive outside of the station. So we can't just eat or drink because we've got a helmet on. We need to take our helmet off to be able to eat or drink. And you obviously can't do that in this cave or on this planet's surface. So you always want to make sure you're at relatively good hydration levels and food levels before you leave your ship when you're on a planet like this. So we're not going to go too deep into this cave to look for this guy because I don't want to get too lost and make this video too long. We'll do a bit more mining. We'll look for the guy a little bit more. And then I'm going to go to New Babbage, sell these minerals, get some food and water, and we will let my dad take over. Wow, look at this one. That is crazy. I have never seen that. So I'm assuming this is going to have a really good content of Dolovine. I've never seen a rock that finicky before. Holy cow. But we're going to try it. So my dad and I are going to be playing this game together when we get a second computer. We're currently saving up for a mining exploration ship. This isn't the only way to do mining. You can go on asteroids on foot, on planets on foot, in caves on planets or in asteroids. Or just on planet surfaces if you can find good mineral deposits. And you can mine and do the way we're doing it now. But you can also buy dedicated mining ships and fly into asteroid belts and strip mine with big ships. And that's what we're saving up to do. It's going to be our career path choice in Star Citizen. But we're definitely going to get an exploration/mining ship because we want to go deep space and look for that really rare stuff that no one else has mined. So again, it depends on where you're selling the minerals as to what's going to sell for how much. We found Hadanite to be pretty consistently worth the most. And at New Babbage, it's worth quite a bit. We haven't encountered any in this cave yet. So I'm not seeing this Harduka Hakoma guy. I feel like he's pretty lost in here. He must have went pretty deep. So all this yellow is from, as you can see, our suit is yellow. So other players in lore are coming through here in mining suits and rubbing up against here and leaving paint. So I think it's a really cool way of them explaining how those markings get there. And that's how kind of you know where to go in the cave. It's a pretty smart way of doing it, I think. So what is that big deposit? Is that anything we can mine? No. I feel like we should get our gun out because I've been noticing some piles of dung in here. And there are some kind of creatures in these caves. I have yet to encounter one. There's some of their dung right there. So it's called, what is it? Rantadung. So there's rantas. I don't know what a ranta is. I hope I don't find out anytime soon, but yeah, there's rantadung in here. So I'm kind of just going to where these sources of light are coming from to see if I can find this guy, but we're not going to go too far looking for him. Maybe push into the cave a little bit more, and then we'll call it a day in terms of looking for Harduka Hakoma. Then we'll do some mining on the way out and deliver this stuff, see what kind of money we make. There's some weird plant life down here. Oh, we're going to have to crawl under here. Oh, this is tight. I don't like this at all. So again, no loading screens. I hope you all have been paying attention to this. We've left a planet, gone into orbit, come back down into the atmosphere, enter into a cave, and now we are crawling through this cave looking for a lost guy, and there has not been one single loading screen. Ooh, what is all this? And I feel like this is just getting really, really deep into this cave, and I don't want to get too lost in here. That almost looks like a person. Whoa, that is so weird. Man, I don't know where this guy is. I feel like he's totally gone. What kind of deposits do we got in here? Aphrite, aphrite, aphrite. Where would this guy have gone? So light is coming from down there. Wonder if he's dropped like a light down here when he was mining. Here's some hadnite, so we're gonna stop and grab this. This is always worth the most that my dad and I have found so far. We haven't really, like I said, gone too far out in the Stanton system. We've been to Hurston, Loreville, and that's really it. And then Microtech, obviously. And various locations on those planets. But even just one system in this game right now is massive. And they're going to be expanding upon the current systems and adding in more star systems as the game expands. Which is insane to think of because even right now the game is just massive in scope. Okay, this one's pretty easy to fracture. Some of the hadnite is really tricky. This one's not too hard. Okay, that should be it. Yeah. Holster our gun. Or holster our multi-tool, I should say. I shouldn't be doing this just like so blindly because again, this is a massively multiplayer game. Anyone could come strolling in this cave, either to mine or to be looking for someone, and they could come across me and just kill me and take all my stuff. So when the game gets the big patch in April, I believe April is when 3.23 is coming out. They're going to be doing a big wipe. So if you're going to get into the game, maybe wait until after then. But if you see a sale come up, grab it. Again, I highly recommend this game. I can guarantee you it's going in a direction where it is going to see a full release, and it's going to see a lot of support post full release. I think a lot of us who thought this game was going to be abandoned or completely forgotten about or just never end up finishing, I think, I hate to say it, but I think Chris Roberts has proved all of the naysayers wrong. Well, I don't hate to say it because the game we got is absolutely astonishing even at this point. So it's good to see early access developer really put his passion into the game, because this is what you can get when you do that kind of stuff. Okay, so at this point, I'm considering this guy a write-off. I just don't think we're going to find him. And we've done some pretty decent exploring, but these caves are massive. Like, no joke, massive. We could go on for hours in this cave. Because remember, these planets are pretty much, I think, real size or a fairly respectable scale to close to being in real size. You'd have to look up that information, but they're not small, not even close to being small. Let's grab a few more minerals off this big deposit, and then we'll get out of here. Here's another hadanite deposit. Perfect. So we've got a salvage tool with us, because if you find any crashed ships, if someone crashes in this game, their ship stays there persistently, their body stays there persistently for quite a while, and you can come along and salvage it, take their body, salvage their ship. Well, not take their body, but take their valuables off their body, salvage their ship, strip it of anything that's worth money, and then you can sell that. So a lot of this game and what Chris Roberts wanted was emergent gameplay, like things just happening organically and naturally, creating the gameplay. And it's already starting to happen at this point in the game, which is really cool to see. Intel raid, I wonder what that is. So yeah, there's always contracts coming up, new missions coming up. So anyone who's concerned about there not being enough gameplay to keep you busy, there is a lot. And again, with the persistence, everything saves, everything you do continues and saves. So it's worth getting into 100% at this point. And again, you can buy ships in-game with in-game money. A lot of them, and a lot of the really big, nice ones. Obviously, when you buy the game, you've got to buy it in a package with a ship, but you don't need to buy some big, expensive ship with the game. You can just get it for 40 bucks. My dad and I got the Drake Cutter package for, I think it was 50 USD. We're in Canada, so obviously that was a bit more. But yeah, we can just get a Drake Cutter and then save up to buy the other ships in game. So you don't need to feel like you're being scammed into forced to buy ships with money. You don't have to do that. It's past that point now. That was obviously just to drive up funds for the game, and I think a lot of people saw that as kind of scammy. I know it was something that pushed me away from the game at the time, but obviously they've used that money wisely and put forward a pretty crazily impressive product. All right, let's check our inventory. So we got 67% full in our backpack, but that's good enough for me. We're going to call it, and we're going to start heading out of the cave, because I don't think we're going to be able to locate this guy without going extremely far into here. And I just don't have the supplies on me to really do that. Plus, we can't really eat. Oh, what is this room? Whoa, I have not seen this before. Whoa. Okay, let's check this out. Maybe he's in here. What is that on the roof? Okay, so this end is a dead end. Looks like some kind of bioluminescent stuff. So this obviously isn't the way we came, so we're kind of, I guess, going deeper anyways. This is dead end. And this looks like another dead end, yes. So I think this room is one big dead end. Whoa. Some crazy stuff in here, man. So dead end, yeah. I think this room is just one big cavernous room, and all the little offshoots, I think, are dead ends. Okay, let's start seeing if we can find our way out of this cave. It's going to take some time. Even though we didn't go all the way into the cave, we went pretty deep. And we did not locate the missing person. But we will make some money for sure off the minerals we were able to dig out of here. This looks familiar. I know we passed this. I think we're taking a wrong turn at Albuquerque here somewhere. So yeah, these caves are pretty easy to get lost in, but as long as you follow the yellow, you'll eventually find your way out. So, yeah, I think, where did we come from when we got to this point? I think from here. Yes. Can we get back up there? I think it wants us to go up and around. Okay, I see how we came. So we fell from there, but to get back up there, we got to go this way. There we go. What's up here? Might as well take a look. Nothing. Okay, there's that weird looking thing that looked like a body. I remember that. We could have even just passed the guy. He could have been in one of these little nooks and crannies. He might not even be necessarily deep into the cave. We scan that thing. No. Hadn't I will grab that. This is a tough rock. Remember, we only got so much oxygen in our suit, too. So you don't want to get stuck in one of these for too long. The good suits have a bit more, but I think our mining suit is limited to about 4.5 hours of oxygen. Alright, now we got it fracturing. Make sure we keep it in here. This rock was really hard to even get it to begin fracturing. So we don't want it to fall out of the zone, because then it'll stop and the green bar will start going down. Alright, I think we got it. Yep. I could have swore I heard some. Alright, let's make sure we get our gun out here. Okay, back to trying to find our way out of here. We're getting pretty heavy now with all these rocks. So we need to try to find those lights that we found that had led us. Because usually you can find the cave exploration lights that people use, and they usually mark the way for the first little bit. Once you find your way back to those, it's easy to get out. Okay, so we're back to the blue room. We go that way. We don't want to go that way. Try this one. Yeah, the lighting and the particle effects in this game are just super impressive. Yeah, I'm telling you, this guy's he's on his own at this point. We gave it the good old college try. Now we're just doing loops in here. We're going to end up being a lost person. Someone's going to have to come and find. We got our ship's location there. We know that. But actually, navigating back to it is one thing. Okay, we've definitely been here before, so we took a wrong turn and looped back. We need to stay tight to this side, I believe. I think it's going to be that little hole we had to crawl through, maybe. Yes, here we are. Haha. Yeah, I'm telling you, that guy, he ain't coming out of here. We tried. We harvested some minerals in his honor. But that dude ain't coming out of here. We only explored a small portion of the cave, too. But you can see our hydration levels going down. We're at 60. And our suit oxygen, who knows what we're at right now? Let's take a look, actually. Four hours, 22 minutes. So we're good on suit oxygen, but our water levels are getting low. So now we're back in this area. We can explore a little bit in here. I heard something. That might have been just the wind because we're getting close. All right, we're getting closer, I think. Yeah, there's one of the lights. It's another light. Must be getting really close. All right, everyone, we made it out of the cave. Now we just got to get to the ship. There we go. There's where we get out. Oh, it's a nice, calm night sky. Be able to find our ship easily. There it is off in the distance. Stormy when we came in, nice and calm when we go out. Alright, we can turn our suit light off now. Okay, so let's put our minerals in our ship's cargo hold here. Came out of there pretty good. Got a good chunk of everything. Alright, so we can close that. Let's go into our inventory here. Take our helmet off for a sec. Grab one of these drinks. Where's my drink? Why isn't it showing up? Oh, wait. Guess I gotta split it. Why isn't it working? I want to drink my fizz cola. Okay, well, for some reason that ain't working. Okay, well, usually you put your stuff in your hand and drink it, but it doesn't seem to be working. So we're going to just get to New Babbage and see if it works when we get to New Babbage. So first off, we're going to cancel that contract. So we go into Contract Manager. We go into Accepted. And we say, sorry, bro, we can't find that guy. And cancel it. All right. Let's head back to New Babbage. Get some food and drink. We'll drop off these minerals to our New Babbage storage. And then we will look at doing a delivery mission. So we want to get up out of the atmosphere. Give ourselves a target to lock onto it and spool our quantum drive. And then we can get over to New Babbage quicker than if we did it in atmosphere. See our hydration levels going down now. We're at 54%. So we're definitely going to need to top up when we get to New Babbage. Hopefully it works then. Again, there are some little glitches and hang-ups in the game, but that's to be expected. It is early access. But it's getting much closer to release. It's a much more fleshed out product than it was back when I first tried it in 2016. So to target where we want to go easiest, we want to open our mobi-glass with F1. Then we want to go into Skyline. This is our map. So this is just the Stanton system right now. So we're just around Microtech. These are all the other locations. So we double click Microtech, come in on it, and we find New Babbage and set route. Now it's going to be our green marker right there. So we hit B, spool our quantum drive. It's got to calibrate our location and then spool the actual drive itself. Alright, so here's the city of New Babbage. We don't need our spooling anymore. Now we gotta find the spaceport, which can be a little difficult in some conditions. Yeah, there it is. You look for the flashing lights. There it is. And you can see the metro loop leading to the rest of the city. So once we get in range of the spaceport, we're going to want to hail them to let them know we're looking to land. So we need to talk to air traffic control once they are within range of us. There they are, showing up on our comms. So we want to contact the spaceport. They're going to give us a landing bay. This can be sometimes pretty tricky in bad conditions. Once we get within proximity, a green arrow is going to show where they want us to land. Whether it be a top-down bay or a front access bay. They will guide us in. This is one area of the game I feel it could be improved, is that I'd like to see the ATC contact you sooner and have a little bit better system in terms of guiding you in more precisely. I use a combination of F4 for my exterior cam. You can hold Z and move the mouse to rotate the camera around any way you want. And then cockpit view is F4 again. I use a combination of both when I'm flying and landing. I find it definitely helps. So we'll gradually reduce speed here as we're getting closer. We should be getting that arrow really soon here. Start lowering our altitude here. Okay, we should start seeing ATC give us an arrow real soon here. There it is. So it's going to be a frontward facing bay we're going to want to fly into. So I've reduced my maximum velocity so my ship can't go much faster than 50. That way I'm just going to have a controlled guide in here and not overshoot. We're going to lower our landing gear here as the bay door is now fully open for us. Make sure we're clearing everything with the exterior cam. We might be upside down here. So we might need to rotate the ship. No, I think we were right the first time. Yeah. So sometimes you come in, you're going to be upside down. You really got to pay attention. And it's hard to tell when it's really bad conditions or dark. But yeah, there you can see we're coming in proper. You want to watch your height and clearance. You're going to get a proximity alert when you come in. Guided into the station. Control to lower. And we've touched down. So now we want to power off. So we're going to store our minerals on New Babbage because this is where they're worth the most. So again, this has all been without any loading screen. So we're going to go to the main terminal, store our minerals, and then get some food and water. And my dad is going to display how the courier missions work in the game. Oh yeah, so if you don't store your ship, people can go into the hangar and grab it. So when you get back, make sure you go into the fleet manager and store your ship. Air traffic control won't let them leave because it's not their ship, but they can get in and destroy it or steal stuff from it. It's all part of the emergent gameplay they want from like organically happening in the game. So we got to take the metro loop from the space station to the commons, which is where all the stores are at.
Do part 2 on the courier because I gotta go do some stuff.
Okay. So our metro loop here is going to tell us where we want to go. This is habitats and hospital if we want to go that way. This is to the commons and the expo center, so we take this way. Train will be here in 16 seconds.
Capsule now approaching station. Stand clear of disembarking passengers. Careful.
Looks like we're the only one on the train this time. Was a full house last time. So we're going to go store our minerals, get some food and water, and then we're going to call that episode 1. We're going to be doing a part 2 for the courier missions. So make sure you stay tuned. Looks like it is nighttime in New Babbage now. When we took the metro loop to the space station originally, it was daytime. So it's a good way to display the actual day-night cycle that exists in the game.
Nearing next stop. capsule will be...
Okay, so we're heading to the commons. This is all the stores, like food, places to buy suits, guns, places to hang out and socialize, which is something people need to learn how to do a bit better in this game, in all games. So here's the commons. That's the promenade if we want to go for food. This is the plaza for stores. Garcia's Green's always a good place to go. We got Elliot's over here. Elliot's is always a good place to hang out. We got Twins. No one really goes to Twins anymore. So we're going to go to the TDD and see if we can maybe sell these. If we can't, we're going to store them here. Here's the other way. Here it is. It's the big, like, planet-looking Federation symbol is the Trade Development Division. It's basically like the stock market for space. So we'll stop here and then go get our food and water and call it a day. So yeah, this is where you come and sell all your commodities, salvage, all that kind of stuff. So let's see if anything we got is in demand here. Hadonite, $275 a unit. That's an easy 8K. I will take that. All right. So we're up to 23, almost 24,000. So we got Olivine and Aphrodite, which are just not in demand here. So we won't store them here. We'll actually take them with us off of a planet when we leave in the next episode. So we're going to go grab some food and water and call it a day. So it was 4,000 if we found the missing person. We couldn't find them. So we ended up mining minerals. And just off of what we sold, we've already made twice as much as what it would have been worth to find the missing person. So we came out of there all right after all. I'm happy with that. Microtech has been good to us so far. Whoa, I've never seen that middle thing before. Whoa, Moby Glass 2 is coming, guys. It's like the iPhone 2 or something. Okay, so now we need to go back to the promenade, which is through the commons. And we need to stop somewhere to get some food. Hit up Elroy's. Okay, let's see if it works this time. Take our helmet off. Carry. Carry. For some reason it is not working.
So what I was doing was dropping it on the floor and then picking it up off the floor, and it was working.
That worked?
Yeah.
So I guess right now it's bugged to put stuff in your hands. But my dad has figured out a way. Why is it not splitting? A way around it. Whoa, they just disappeared completely. What the heck? Okay, so, oh no, they're on the ground, I guess. Okay, so you can pick them off the ground and drink. Okay, so there is a little bit of a glitch right now with putting food or water into your hands. But my dad's found the workaround of putting it on the ground first. There is a way to drink all at once. I just can't figure it out. So you can see we're slightly going up every time we drink until we get up to where we need to be.
Make sure you have one of those hot dogs. They're really good.
Yeah, we're going to go grab a hot dog, and that's basically it for this first episode. Make sure you stay tuned for the second episode where we take a look at the delivery system. Take care, everyone.